Hi everyone, Even Steven here. So gonna make that card now from the last help choose out my card supplies video. I've got my supplies laid out. I've made a couple of changes to what I said I was gonna make in the video. I'll show you here in just a moment. Nothing huge, but yeah, I was just kind of looking at it and was like, I'm gonna change a couple of things. So whether it's for the best or for the worst, it's kind of subjective, but I plan to have fun and the end result will be what it'll be. But it's going to be interesting nonetheless. So without any further ado, let's get to it. Okay, the first thing we're going to do, I'm going to do a 5x5 card. Well, first I'll show you the changes I'm going to make. So in the previous video, I said I was going to go with that Tim Holtz pocket card. But I chose instead to go with the bird and the flowers. So yeah, decided to change that. And then also for the front of the card, I decided to add this yellow paper from a paper pad from the Dollar Tree. And then I also decided to add this green garden variety thing I got from Temu. But everything else I believe is still the same. So yeah. So the first thing I'm going to do is chop this down to a 5x5 card. So let's line it up here. Down to 10 inches. Saving my scraps, of course. Starting to develop a healthy amount of scraps, actually. Kind of gratifying to see. I think this is like my 4th or 5th card now, and I've kind of lost count. But I find my confidence growing. I wouldn't say that my skill in judging what goes well together is getting better, but my confidence is definitely getting better as I just get more used to learning how to make cuts and things like that. Wish I had a bone edge thing. I have a mini scoring board coming with my Temu order coming in, should be coming in a few days here, so that'll come in handy for folding the cards. Right now I just have to do it by hand like this. And then I use my scraper. It works okay for now. Nice crisp fold. Not the most even fold. Let me fix that really quick. Doesn't have to be perfect, Steven. Give myself a little pep talk. So I find that as I've been doing this, the learning curve can be a bit stressful, especially when I compare what I'm doing to some of the beautiful cards that I see other people doing. But at the same time, I find it really stress relieving and relaxing just to kind of choose everything I want to go together. And assembling the card is actually pretty relaxing. So yeah. Normally, if I don't film it, like the last card I made, I just had some Spotify playing in the background, and it was really mellow and really relaxing. So yeah, good stuff. So next, I'm going to take these Dollar Tree paper pack cards and cut them down to 5x5, and then I'm going to just use a glue stick instead of using up all my double-sided tape. I know I probably shouldn't use glue stick. It's going to warp and probably not stick super well, but it's okay. It's not going to be a work of art or anything, and I'm okay with it. So cut it down to 5x5. Gonna start from the back, working my way forward. sure it's flush against there. Hanging off a little bit. I'm gonna trim it just a little bit more. Be right back. Well, let's see how that fits. Much better. Besides, using a glue stick makes me feel like a kid again. And as I get older, and at my age, I'll take every chance I can get to feel like a kid again. I'm wondering, do any of you do this because you find it, I mean, obviously you enjoy it, otherwise you wouldn't do it in your spare time, but do you find that it helps you relieve stress, anxiety? I, like a lot of people, struggle with anxiety, and so I find that this really helps with that. Definitely. It's just everything else kind of disappears. It's like crocheting. Everything else just kind of disappears. And you can just focus on one thing. All my other worries go away as I focus on what I'm doing. And it's actually pretty beautiful like that. Yeah, that's actually not sticking. May not be able to use the glue stick on this material. How odd. It just sucked right in. Huh. Well, that's good to know. Can't use the glue stick with this Dollar Tree paper. All right, I guess I will use the tape. Oh well. That's how we learn, make mistakes. And I'm gonna have to take a little more off of it. It's still just a little too long. Hanging over the side just a bit. And that is more like it. Now the fun task of fixing the double-sided tape. I'm going through a lot of this stuff. Gonna need to order some more. Or go to the Dollar Tree and get some and get a roll for $1.25, but it's so much cheaper on Temu. You get 5 rolls for like less than $2. Okay. One. I'm kind of blessing and cursing. It's both a blessing and a curse having discovered Temu. Does anybody else feel that way? I mean, for those of you that actually shop regularly on Temu. blessing because you find a bunch of things you wouldn't normally have ever found, and you find them for really, really, really cheap. But at the same time, I really enjoy going in person to like my local Joann's, or just even perusing the Dollar Tree craft section or the office supplies. I have a lot of fun doing that. In Joann's, they have a really big yarn selection too for crocheting and knitting. And I like to look at all the different kinds of yarn, all the beautiful colors and everything that they have. Okay. There's that. Get the picker. Having no fingernails saves a bunch of time and headache. Usually. There we go. So yeah, other things I do that I find helps me with managing just general stress and anxiety. I meditate actually on a daily basis. Just focusing on my breathing, mindful meditation, I find it really helpful. In addition to things like card making and crocheting. Okay. Not perfect. Gonna have to trim off the end here. My cuts are just all over the place. Like my brain half of the time. There we go. Okay. Well, that took a lot longer than it should have. And I guess that's gonna have to go in by 1/2 inch. One, two, three, 4, or 3/8 of an inch. And we're just going to go down by 1/2 inch. Yeah, that's unfortunate. It's not big enough just to go down by 1/4 of an inch. That's a bummer. I'm going to turn this into 4 by 4. Paper's pretty a little more delicate. Paper I got from Temu, of course. Good old Temu. Okay. Now the super fun part of putting on the double-sided tape. See, about halfway there for this piece. I really do need to get a bigger desk. Definitely on my list of things to get. Okay. And a ring light and a better camera stand. What I have jury rigged right now kind of works, but an overhead view would be so much better. I will say my legs get quite a workout in the position that I have to sit in, like this, but that's okay. Now carefully align. Good. So it's looking like that so far. And I'm gonna have to cut quite a bit of this off, unfortunately. So let's see. It's down to 4x4. Let's do this down to 3.5 by 3.5. Quarter inch on each side. Yep. And of course, ubiquitous double-sided tape. My window is open and there's a car dealership near where I live, so if you hear something on the loudspeaker, I apologize. It comes through the window every now and again, and occasionally you can hear traffic. So if you hear traffic, I apologize for that. It can get rather noisy. I live near a pretty busy intersection. Ooh, that is definitely not straight. That's okay. And I find myself, when I go to decide what it is I want to make, when I choose the supplies I want to use, I find myself kind of wanting to like challenge myself to using what, for me at least, are like difficult prints, patterns, and colorways to match and work with other things. I guess I just like a challenge, and goodness knows it, I don't always win. In fact, I probably haven't won yet, but that's okay. 3.5 by 3.5. So this will be 3 by 3. I'm going to cut it down 3 inches that way. And it's already 3 inches by that way. And this one's edges are going to be rounded. But not the others. Yep. Why? I'm not really sure, actually. Oh boy. Anyway, I appreciate everybody watching. For those of you who are actually watching and sticking around, I know these longer videos tend to not get as many viewers, and this one's going to be a bit on the long side. So I do apologize for that, but I do appreciate those of you who are watching. Thank you for taking time out of your day, evening, night, morning, whatever, to watch with me, or watch me, pardon me. Peel the back ends off of these. Now, line this. Voila. One back done. Okay. We're going to move on to the other interior piece. So cut this down to a little less than 5 by 5. So I got to tape it to the interior of the card. cut. Just kind of snagged the end of that. I'm gonna have to get another one. Pardon me a moment. Sorry about all the crinkling. Okay. Got it. Oh, I got a bug. Oh. Professional on video here, folks. Professional. Shave a little more off. Yep, that's good. Now, the tape on the back, like so. I think the next card I make, I'm gonna do a little simpler, less layering. That's the correct term for what I'm doing here. And I'd like to get into some of the more advanced techniques. Eventually, I'd like to start making my own die cuts after I get a die cutting machine. That looks like a lot of fun. Some really beautiful designs, some pretty designs. And some stamps. I'd like to get some clear acrylic stamps. I bought a stencil on my next Temu order and a stamp pad and a makeup sponge to use. I was just gonna see how that worked, a cheap little makeup sponge. Peel the backing off. Oh, there's Mr. Loudspeaker again. That's pretty good. Trim off a little bit of the excess. Okay. Next, cut this down to 4 by 4. This roll is just about finito. And I got quite a bit of use out of it. How many cards did I make with this roll? Like 3, I think. And I got it from the Dollar Tree. $1.25, not too bad. Does everybody remember when the Dollar Tree's prices went up? They were no longer $1 tree. They went up to the $1.25 tree. I remember that. People were not happy, myself included. I mean, it's not that big of a deal, a quarter increase in price, but you can't call yourself the Dollar Tree if you're no longer selling your items for $1. In my humble opinion, at least. Okay, so carefully fix this. Yep. I'll put the other layering piece on. So that's 5 by 5, 4 by 4, so 3.5 by 3.5. Yep. Let's see, I get one more layer out of this roll. Nope. Doesn't look like it. Yep, that's it for that one. Got much good use out of it though. Now I have an idea of about how long each Dollar Tree will last me. About 3 cards or so, depending on the amount of layers and taping I need to do per card. I will say I was impressed with Joann's. I bought a tape runner, a glue tape runner from them, and during my last card making video, and one that I was filming. Was I filming it? Actually, I don't remember, or it may have been one that I didn't film. But anyways, the tape runner ran out way sooner than it felt like it should have. I mean, it felt like I barely used the thing, and it said that there was a good amount of tape in it, and I hadn't used it until working on that card. And I went to take it back, and I had the receipt, and I posted about this in one of my videos or in the community section, one of the two on my channel. And they returned it, no problem. So their customer service at Joann's is great. And the people that work at the Joann's I work at, the ladies that work there, really, really nice, super helpful. Okay, there's that one. 1.5 by 3.5, so that would leave this one 3 by 3. Okay, we are moving right along here, folks. Again, if you like what you're watching, if you like what you see, feel free to give the video a thumbs up. If you want to see more, go ahead and subscribe to my teeny tiny little channel. I post pretty regularly, and I will continue to do so as time permits. I would definitely appreciate it, but if you don't want to, that's okay too. Oh, come on. Cut. There we go. Peel the backing off. Carefully place. Yep. Now, just for an extra little touch, this came in with a pack of papers that I got from Temu. It says, you can read it, "My life is my message," and the number 5. They come in other numbers. I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but I just thought it looked good with this design that I have in the color here, so I decided to add it. I'm gonna try using the glue stick instead of tape again. Move it around a bit. There. Glue stick in this. Hopefully that'll actually stick. I may just have to tape it. This glue stick that I got from the Dollar Tree doesn't seem to work very well, but lesson learned. See if I can squeeze some in here. Okay, kind of put some weight on that for a second while I start cutting these down to size. Now for the front. So this one's going to be a lot of cuts. You can tell what I'm doing here. Maybe I don't want to make quite that many cuts. That is a lot. So something like that. Okay. Yep. Now, you guessed it, tape. I will say one thing for the tape runner gun I was using. Once you stuck something down, that's it. That stuff was sticky and permanent. There was no lifting anything off without it taking the layer of paper underneath it with it. Found that out the hard way. But that's how I learned. And for me, that's half the fun, learning new things and learning by sometimes making mistakes. Okay, the picky picker. Thank you again to those of you who are actually sticking around to watch me flail around here as I attempt to make something halfway decent. There, not too bad. Trim off a little bit of the excess here. Like that. Okay. Next layer. Okay. This is gonna have to be 4 by 4. I'm gonna try something. Let's do 4.5 by 4.5. Feeling frisky. Yep. You know, yeah, save time. Ooh. stretchy. Okay. Good. Oh my gosh, that is so much faster. Why wasn't I using that before? Well, I didn't think about it until just now when I was talking about it earlier. Oh goodness. Well, and also I want to use up my regular double-sided tape too. That's part of it. What is this? It's 4x4, 4.5 by 4.5, 4x4. Three and a half by 3.5. So cut that 2. Measure that one more time. 3.5 by 3.5. I need to cut this and this 3.5 by 3.5. Okay, so now I'm going to switch back to this. as I work my way along the edges here, make my cuts. It's an eclectic looking card. Definitely. So far. Get my handy picker. It's actually kind of a quiet night outside of my window. Usually there's a lot more traffic and honking and things like that. Sirens, noise. But not tonight, oddly enough. Not that I'm complaining. I like the peace and quiet, in case you couldn't tell. I'm kind of introverted by nature. Probably not super shocking or anything. Okay. What is this? And 12 to 18, 6 centimeters per side. I'm just making a backing for that green square piece. There. Use the tape runner really quick for this. Boy, that's fast. Love how fast that is. There. Now, regular tape, stick it on the front of the card. peel the backs off. Voila. Oh, excuse me. Give me just a moment, folks. Okay. Well, it's too late to add washi tape, unfortunately. Unless maybe I do like a stripe up here. Yep, no washi tape. That's okay. I was planning on adding washi tape, but that's okay. So the last step just to keep with the theme of the interior card of having only the center item have rounded edges. Don't ask me why. It's just how I felt like doing it. Pretty sure this is a sticker. Boy, that's being finicky. There we go. I got it. Okay, there we have it. It's the front of the card. And the interior. Very long video, I know, folks. Thank you all very much for watching. I will see you on the next one. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you like what you see. If you actually made it through this whole thing, good for you. Have a good one. Bye.